I was giving an interview recently and there was a question to create a function for caching, but it is a little different. So the function states that, or the question states that, we can call the function sum with two arguments 1 and 2. This will add the value, but if I call the same function again with same parameters or arguments, we should get the value from the cache, not from the computation. So that we have now the instance of create cache. Let me return this as a function. So return, this will be a function. Okay, this will take arguments. So if I do args and simply make it in the console, let's see the output. We can make node caching.js. Yes, so we are getting 1, 2, 1, 3, I mean all the arguments in an array. But if I have to add them, we have to use reduce method, but that will come later. Now, we need to create an object for caching. So say cache. This will be outside this function because we cannot afford to create it again in the game, because that will lost, or this will make the object lose its value. But if it's outside, we cannot make it lose its value. Yes. So that now what we can do is, let me remove the console of args because we know what is inside it. Now we need to store the keys in our object so that when we do the same operation again or using same arguments, we get the value from the cache. That we will check. So let keys equals to json.stringify. We can make arguments so that the arguments gets converted to string values. Now we will check if, what can we check? If keys dot has own property cache, I think I'm doing it opposite. We should check it first. If cache has the property of keys, it means that the keys are inside the cache. It means simply return it from the cache, not calculate it. So we can make returning from cache, and to get it from the cache we can simply do what we can do, return cache with the keys, else we have to calculate it. So let result equals to arguments dot reduce. This will take two values called accumulator and the current value. So accumulator is the sum and the current is the current value. So we have to add them both to get the all value. So let's say that sum is 0 initially, or accumulator. The current is 1. Now we will add 0 to 1, that will be 1. Now the next current will be 2 for the first case, and the accumulated is 1, so it will be 3. If you want to know more about this, just read it on the net or on ChatGPT. So we can say accumulator plus current. So that we have the result. Now we have to store this inside the cache. So cache keys equals to result, and then we can simply make a console log of not from the cache. Let me return this cache now outside this. Return cache. Now let's check what we are getting. Something is wrong here. Arguments.reduce is not a function. 1 second. This should work, but it is not working. Okay, it's args, not arguments. Sorry. Made a mistake here. So, okay, we also have to get the values, so we can return it. Here, return result. Let me move this somewhere on the top so that we know it is not from the cache. Now let's check. Okay, same thing again. We are returning the result. Okay, I guess we don't need this here because it is okay, it's out, it was outside. Fine, no problem. Okay, we don't need to console the cache. We only need to return the result in the console because we are not consoling it outside I mean in the function instance. Now it will give us the result. So we are getting, okay, this should be same here as well. Not return, add a console log. Now perfect, it will be, I guess. So let me start from the beginning. We are having the first one called 1 and 2. It is returning 3. We are reading not from the cache. Then we have 4, these thing. Then we have again 4, this 2. In the third, in the next one we are having 4 again, 1 and 3. But here we are getting returning from the cache. Again we have 1, 2. We are getting 3 returned from the cache or returning from cache. So that is how a cache function works. We are having an object called cache and some arguments in the function param. We are making a keys variable from the args, and then we are checking if the keys exist in the cache or not. If it is there, simply return it. If it is not, calculate the value of the computation using reduce method, store that in the cache using keys, and return the result. And that's all for a function for caching in JavaScript.